I am not a patient guy. I am very impatient. I don't like to wait for anything. I don't like to eat. I don't like to wait to eat. I don't even like to eat soup because it's too hot and I can't eat it fast enough. It drives my wife crazy. I don't like to wait for anything. I don't like to wait for traffic. I don't like to shop because, Lord help me, that's just going to be a lot of waiting. Am I right? There's something about shopping. I can be well rested. I can eat a carbohydrate laden meal, and I walk in and I'm just suddenly completely exhausted because I know the waiting, and the waiting is just going to sap all of my energy. When I was a kid, we grew up in the hills and we hunted. Any hunters here today? I was a terrible hunter because I lacked patience. I was always the first guy down off the mountain in the truck eating Snickers bars and Vienna sausages waiting for everybody to come back because I was a lousy hunter. I was not patient. And then when I read in Galatians that patience is actually one of the fruits of the Spirit, what it shows me that it's going to take a divine work of Almighty God to make me a patient person. And it's proof positive when I get impatient and I want things to happen my way. It's a stunning realization and a constant reminder that this is my flesh that I'm functioning in. Because if we say that patience is one of the fruits of the Spirit, then clearly a lack of it is a fruit of what? A fruit of me. It's a fruit of my flesh. So whenever I get impatient, it's this immediate reminder that I'm functioning in my flesh, in my power. I actually, as I was preparing for this message, was thinking to myself, is there ever anything that I actually wanted to wait for, that I was happy to wait for? Is there anything that I say, oh, I'm good to wait for that? And I thought, I really thought about that. And I did find one thing that I was perfectly content to wait for. And that was the birth of my daughter. I was perfectly content to be in the waiting room smoking cigars like the guys used to back in, I think, the 50s. I didn't think I needed to be there. I was perfectly content to wait and then have them bring out this very cleaned up, very beautiful little baby. But the problem was we'd been on the road constantly back in those days, and I didn't get to go to any of the Lamaze classes, any of the things that new dads really, I'm telling you, need to go to if you're going to experience something like that. And I didn't get a chance to do anything. So it just seemed to me that it would be a no-brainer that I would be out in the waiting room, waiting, patiently waiting for Sophia. But as my wife, who is very patient, she waited and waited to have this baby. So by the time we actually got to the hospital, she was having just these very violent, what do you call those things? Contractions. And they were horrible, and I didn't know what to do, and I grabbed the bag and we jumped in the car and we drove, and she's like, oh, and we got to the hospital and she was literally like this. And I'm standing there holding the little overnight bag saying, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm here. And a doctor is walking by and my wife is, and I'm here. The doctor walks by and he's walking, and he says to one of the orderlies, he says, get that lady into a room or you are going to have a mess to clean up. So very quickly, they got her in a chair, they wheeled her up to the room, and they just whisked me along with all of it. I go, but I'm waiting on Sophia. I'm in the waiting room smoking cigars. That's my job. They whisk us all in, the little cap, the gown. I walk in, and there's mirrors everywhere. So they put Maria, they get her, they got all the stuff, and everywhere I look are mirrors. I'm like, no, I don't want to see that. And I kind of walk my way seeing, and I find myself in a corner like this. Because I don't want to see nothing. I'm not supposed to be there. So we have this very kind, compassionate doctor who sees the value of having the husbands there helping. So he gently brings me back and he says, stay right here, kind of at her head, so I don't have to see any of that. And so I'm there, I got a little ice on her forehead and doing my part. And then I get a little courageous and I kind of, this Ventura Peak. And before you know it, we had a baby. You know, those things are big when they come out. You know, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought they were like, they kind of came out, then they hit the air and expanded. No, they're big. They come out and I was like, holy cow!